All right, let's shift gears here to the Atlanta Braves as they continue their march towards the postseason here. And look, if you were to talk to us back on May 31st, nobody might have ever thought we would have been here. But here we are. The Braves sitting there, striking distance of first place, and getting ready to go into a big weekend series here with the Cardinals. Look, here's the thing with the Braves right now. They have what we call good problems, right? 2 games out of first right now, but they have a lot of guys who can play and a lot of guys who are hitting well. And how do they get them all in the lineup? That said, you guys know me. I love to throw out hypotheticals and debate and everything else. I just toss this around because of the way Vaughn Grissom is playing as of late. And it's a problem that Brian Snitker is going to have to deal with here in the next 30 days when Ozzie Albies comes back. What do you do with Vaughn Grissom and where does he play? And, the hypothetical was if Dansby Swanson resigns next year, who does Alex Anthopoulos trade? Is it Vaughn Grissom or Ozzie Albies? I found it laughable that there was actually 41% of people who wanted to trade Ozzie Albies. In a poll that got a lot of response. This is an all-star second baseman, a Gold Glove caliber defender, a great top of the order guy who can steal bases. And 41% of the people who voted.
And he has the greatest contract from an organizational standpoint ever. The cheapest contract ever.
Not only that, guys, for a guy who has played 20 games in the majors, like that to me was even more laughable. That said, again, what do you do when because Ozzie Albies is not returning to the lineup to be a platoon second baseman or a platoon DH. He's coming back to be an everyday starter. That's why he's here. That's why he got the contract. That's why he got an 8-year deal, because he's an everyday second baseman. So how does Brian Snitker handle this good problem that he has in getting Vaughn Grissom in the lineup, whether it's at DH or, get this, guys, ready? You just move people to left field because it's been done before. Because Chipper Jones once played left field, and he's in the Hall of Fame. So obviously Vaughn Grissom is going to the Hall of Fame because he can play left field too. But figure this out for me, guys.
People, and this is funny to your point. People think that Major League Baseball is beer league softball, right? It's like you and your buddies at 3:00 in the afternoon in Decatur that we got a double header, then we're going for burgers and beers after.
Shout out to the East.
And I'll play third base in game 1 and I'll run out the left field in game 2. It's funny. I had a chance last night to talk to Andrew Jones, and I asked him this. I was like, and I talked to Marquise Grissom as well. Asked them both the same question. Everybody wants to just throw him out in left field because, again, we've seen Rob Deere and Jose Canseco. But those guys also played the position. Like, they understood. And remember about Chipper, to your point, Mark. Remember, he got a chance to spend the whole offseason getting ready to play left field because they brought Vinny Castilla in to play third base, and he had the offseason to get ready. You're not throwing a guy out that's never played that position in the middle of a pennant race to just go out there and do it. Now, to your point about what they're going to do, Snitker's best quality is also at times his biggest fault. That's his loyalty to his players. He is hyper loyal to certain guys, and then that also bites him in the butt at times. You have to play Ozzie, and Grissom will kind of, and I hate to say it this way, but it will sort of work itself. Because don't forget, you got Arcia coming back too, another guy that they're going to have on their bench that can play in the infield. I'm not for trading anybody, even in the offseason. I think you figure some things out. And to your point, it's a good problem to have. But before I start moving guys and I start throwing a guy in left and I start throwing a guy here and doing all this kind of stuff, let me get my lineup together first, right? Let me get all my guys, that I'm supposed to have here. And then it's the same thing they had with Contreras, right? I mean, everybody's like, well, how are you going to play Contreras? Well, it worked itself out. Ozuna stinks and he's arrested. So guess what? He can play a lot more DH now and stuff like that, even though he's your backup catcher. So these things sort of have a way of working themselves out, whether good, bad, injury, whatever like that. They sort of find their way back on the road and kind of get down that right path.
I think the one thing that Chuck brought up is that the fact that I think Brian Snitker has done a pretty damn good job of making these decisions, right? And I'm in a space where I trust him to make that decision. And I think that it's pretty easy once you think about it in the now. If you're thinking from the now standpoint, of course, Ozzie Albies is going to go back in there. Of course, you're going to keep Vaughn Grissom on the roster and figure it out. You just figure out a way to get this dude on the field, whether it's be Contreras, sitting down, if you're giving Darno a day off or whatever, you're gonna have Contreras behind the plate, and you drop on Vaughn Grissom in a DH spot, but you don't like Chuck said, you do not throw him out there in the left field, because like it's not like this is the Pittsburgh Pirates and you're just trying to figure some things out and towards the end of the season. You're damn trying to go for back-to-back World Series, and you need to know exactly what you're gonna get once you put anybody's name in that damn lineup.
But by the way, whether it's now in a pennant race or heading into next season, what if Vaughn Grissom doesn't want to play left field? That's a realistic possibility. No, I'm not playing left field. I'm I'm a shortstop or a second baseman or a third. I'm an infielder. I don't want to play the outfield. Okay, that's okay for him to say that. Like, it's not against the rules. And people, well, he's not a team player. Now we should trade his ass. Like that. I mean, he's allowed to not want to play the outfield and learn a new position. And everybody naturally thinks, well, that's what he has to do to stay in the bigs, and that's what he has to. No, he doesn't have to.
Well, because everybody thinks it's fantasy sports, Mark.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
Just drop him in there and do what you do.
I can just, I'm managing my own team.
The names I got called on Twitter yesterday for asserting the idea that Vaughn Grissom couldn't play left field was or even didn't want to play left field was long and distinguished, to say the least.
Well, because they're going to go down to Decatur. They're going to Decatur with their buddies on Saturday, and they're going to play softball. And then they're headed over to Grindhouse or Lucky's to go get some burgers and beer. And look what we did on Saturday.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. If you can do it at beer league softball, everybody can.
That sounds like fun right there, Chuck.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. When are we going to do a hangout at a beer league softball?
I think
let's do that.
I think I asked this question last time we did this, guys, and I want to ask it again to see if anybody's opinions have changed. The playoffs start tomorrow. It doesn't matter the order. Who are your top three starters for the Braves?
Wow. I would have to go.
Max Fried's my game one guy. He's the best left-hander.
Right. Well, Max Fried is obviously. So who are 2 and 3?
I'll take Kyle Wright number 2. And I'll take Charlie Morton number 3.
I'm going, man. I'm gonna say what first popped in my mind. Max Fried, Kyle Wright, and Spencer Strider. I don't know why that popped in my head, but I know Charlie Moore's been pitching really well lately. But I'm just like, man, I would love to see him line him up, man. Line him up.
Not pitching Spencer Strider in the first 3 games of a playoff series. Just not doing it.
You think Snitker will do that?
No, I think Snitker
will. He won't.
Snitker will sit down Strider in favor of Charlie Moore. Right. Yeah,
he'll go with Charlie. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like that loyalty you talked about. Yeah,
right. Strider will pitch a game 4. Like he'll pitch a game 4, no doubt about it. He'll get started.
Yeah, but that's if the situation merits it, right? Like, so are you? If you're down 1-2 in a series, are you giving the ball to Spencer Strider?
But Mark, the way the playoffs are now, like there's not much time in between games.
Well, in a 7-game series there is. In a 5-game series, you're right. There's not.
But I mean, but if you look, you're like on one day, off the next, on. I mean, you don't have like the 3. It's not like the NBA where like they play on Tuesday and then Wednesday of the next week they finally play their next game. They go pretty quick, so you're kind of. That's why these teams are like you see in the scrap. They're always pitching some vagabond that they just had to make as their their opener. Okay, because
so if you'd like to slice and dice this a little bit. It may be more advantageous to start Strider in a game 3, unless you are down 0-2, right? If you're 1-1 or up 2-0, right? I would go with Strider in that spot. I know this. If I'm down 1-2, for me as a manager, it's tough for me to give a ball in a 5-game series, especially give the ball to a rookie to go save my season.
That's fair.
I think that is the spot where Strider gets a bump above Morton. And again, a lot of this is flexible. I always just think this is a fun conversation to have. Based off of what people value. But that's why, more than anything, I'd start Strider in game 2. He has got the best stuff on this staff, and I don't think that's debatable. He's not the best pitcher on the staff. He's got the best stuff on the staff. His stuff is the most swing and miss, most unhittable stuff out there. So
I just think it's when you look at what Kyle Wright has done, you can't dumb your way to 6-5 or 16-5 and under 3 ERA and almost 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. I mean, he's been outstanding. Like nobody had on their bingo card him winning 20 games this year for this team. So look, again, he may not have the stuff that Strider does, but he's got plenty of moxie, and he's going to go out there and he's going to make sure you got a chance to win every time he gets the ball out there. You don't have to worry about one of those 3-inning, 5-run, 89 pitch, types of outings from Kyle Wright. He goes out there and he's going to what did he throw the other night? Like 73 pitches or whatever.
Pitches, yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah,
I mean, that's
ridiculous.
the other thought about
in fairness, Tucker, you could throw 73 pitches against the Pirates and probably get 15 outs. So that's neither here nor there.
Well, yeah, that's another fair statement.
Oh man, great wake me up. You know what else is a great wake me up? Coffee AM, guys. We talk about this product all the time because it is fantastic. I'll never forget.
Right now,
there you go. I just got on here. I'll never forget when the box came to my house and I opened it up and the smell just like hits you straight in the face. It is
was that not the greatest thing ever?
The whole house smelled like coffee. And why is it so fresh? Because they roast and ship their coffees on the same day or very close to it. And here's the crazy part too. They get them from all over the world, guys. Do you know where Tanzania is? Do you know where Sumatra is? Most people don't, but the coffee
that's the Phillies AAA affiliate.
The coffee from there is amazing. It's organic, it's fair trade, direct trade. They're expertly crafted blends of espressos, flavored coffees, gourmet teas, and a whole lot more. And they're roasted right here in our backyard, right in Atlanta. So go to coffeeam.com/locked on and take a full look at the Phillies AAA farm system. No, I mean, they're full of coffees, teas, and gift sets. It's coffeeam.com/locked on. Use the coupon code locked on at checkout. You'll get 15% off your first order of coffees, teas, gift sets, and a whole lot more. Coffeeam.com, the best small batch coffee roaster in America, and it's right here in Atlanta.